I'm Hex Trojan, and you're watching Gaming Hexer. And welcome back to Space Engineers. We are now on episode 5 of this survival let's play. A couple of things have changed in the interim. You might notice here that I'm sitting at a console that wasn't here previously. Basically, I was looking at the main module of the station, which is the first place I started building, and I was thinking to myself, I really wanted it to sort of be a hub of be the area where you could oversee most things. So I built in this console here, got rid of the one that was over here. I'll explain this oxygen generation system in a minute. And as you can see, I finished off the miner and it's over there, and it's just unloading some materials I mined away from underneath the station. And I wanted it to especially overlook this area, because what's going to happen over here is I'm going to cut back this catwalk, and this is going to be an adjoining area, maybe an enclosed sort of skyway or spaceway, whatever you want to call it, leading to a hangar, which is where I'm going to keep my main fighters and stuff like that. Airlock in between, leading into this area, so people, when they come in and fly in, the people are part of the faction will fly in, they'll be able to automatically open the doors to the hangar, fly in, and then they can come into the main part of the station here. I know this is only a small area at the moment. This will be expanded on in future episodes, make it a bit more utilities to use. We have obviously the medical bay and everything here already. This now, just a quick simple setup. It's basically oxygen generation. I tell you now exactly. Oh, someone's connected. Look at that, Mr. Sapo. I don't know how he likes to say that. I don't know who that is. Leads onto a conveyor which feeds the vent and also the oxygen tank. So hopefully I've connected these all up properly so that they will, when I enable oxygen, will be able to create a pressurized environment in this area, and then so on and so forth throughout this, whatever's going to be connected through this corridor that I'm going to have going through here. That's the gist of what's happened in the meantime since I last since the last episode. Episode 4 was the last one, in case I forgot to mention. I'm going to have to start getting into the habit of closing doors behind me, because if I have oxygen, I do not want to be wasting it in future. Obviously, because I haven't enabled oxygen yet, then it won't be showing up in the bottom left of the screen there, where it says energy. Below that it will have an oxygen meter as well, and that's that. Right. I wonder if we'll experience much lag that someone's joined Mr. Sapo. He's not tried to communicate with me in any way, so I'm assuming that he's busy doing his thing. Right, so this is the miner. It's very simple. It's just 4 mini little drills, and leads back into 2 cargo containers, and it's 2 ejectors for putting into this collection system here. It cuts nice tidy holes. It's done a good job for me so far. I did start cutting away out under here, you can see, because I have plans for under here as well. But enough waffle, we're going to crack on. What I intended to, I'm going to get out of the way of this Gatling gun. What I intend to do then, so it seems I've built on this area here. If anyone's wondering, they are the cockpit blocks. And he disconnected, Mr. Sapo. Sorry about that. Douche. Must keep an eye on my ammunition supply. The cockpit blocks that I used over here, basically. That's a mod there. I'm not entirely sure how to pull up information on mods while I'm in game, so I would show you otherwise. I'll probably put it in the description if anyone's interested in them. So we're going to do this now. We're going to start building. We're going to get rid of this for starters, and we're going to start building a proper area onto the side of the main hub here, which I'm going to start calling it. It's H1 at the moment. That's all it is, and it did stand for Habitat 1 initially. Alright, let's quickly drop these over here the quick way. I say quick way, it's not necessarily the quick way, it's convenient because it's there. Components will all be dragged down to that bottom right container down there, so that's where I'm going to be getting my components from as and when I need them. course, for this to make any sense, what I might have to do is have a sort of mast that goes up, purely for power reasons, goes up to the top of this asteroid, to the sort of the asteroid ceiling above us, and have some kind of an antenna there, probably the new antenna, because it has line of sight, so anyone who comes in, it will be up there above, up high somewhere, so anyone who comes in, it will catch them, but it won't necessarily, hopefully, unless I manage to block off these, give away our location to anyone who comes close by. And then they can use that antenna then to communicate with this station, open hangar bay doors and what have you, bloody blah, remotely from their ship. That's the idea, anyway. So what I said I was going to do here was, let me get some steel plates. They should all be down here. Yeah, I don't have that many, to be honest. Whoopsie. So that would be a queue to get some on the go. $2,000 for now should be plenty. And as you see, they just will be coming down here straight from the assembler. That'll do for now. We'll get the skeleton up like we normally do. So we want this one. We'll get the general shape up first. So we'll have a corridor. I think the corridor will come out to about here. A door on each end. Probably glass, maybe, make it see-through. And then out to here, so that there's a clear view from here of anyone who comes in, wants to be part of the little station thing we got going on here. I may need to clear some area away here, so I'll tell you what we'll do. These little drills, I have noticed, do seem to drop a lot of materials in comparison to the larger ones. I'm not sure if that's just my imagination or what that is, but if I go over here, you'll see now. And also I can only seem to be able to just fire the hotbar. See, oh, I've got my ejector switched on. I'll cut out an area here. We always now need iron, so we won't complain about this little task. You can see the iron dropping down there. It does seem to lose quite a bit. And any of you hardcore fans out there might realise that I have tool shake toggled off for this particular save game. Well, I tell you, we won't be wanting for iron anytime soon. Tell you what I would like. I would like a ship that had was like a vacuum cleaner. I think in hindsight I probably could have designed this miner a bit better to account for the debris that was going to be loose. There is always some loose debris no matter what you use to mine, unless you have some sort of collection method. But I think gravity's not helping me here very much either. I'm a bit upset that your man who joined the game there a minute ago didn't stick around. I know it's difficult in private games like this to get into because you never know when the person is going to be online. And the problem again then with servers, playing on servers, dedicated servers, is that the asteroids are continuously refreshed. So, and because being that they're procedurally generated, the problem that you have there is that if you build something like this inside an asteroid, then what happens is the asteroid disappears eventually because it will be refreshed to clean for purposes of cleaning up the game, and you just have a station that you spent ages building sitting out in the middle of space, and it will get trolled. I think one more pass and I think we are where we want to be. You can see all the debris. I may have to pick that stuff up. Sorry for the boring mining. I really should have just skipped past this, but hey, it's all part of the game, I guess. It's all necessary. Done. I'm going to leave it at that. This is where having a camera comes in handy as well. I probably will upgrade this eventually to have maybe bigger drills and some kind of camera set up underneath so I can line this up properly, because you can see when I turn these on now. Right, the refinery's working away, that's good. I'm going to pick up the crap that got left over here. Luckily I can walk and do this. And these drills in particular seem to drop these tiny little 0.99, 0.73, even tiny little useless things. It'd be handy if they just sort of would congeal together and join up to create one larger one, and that would save on debris and stuff as well. Obviously you wouldn't want it to end up conjoining into one massive thing that could fall off a ledge and put a hole into your thing, but just maybe a point to make there, if like this little group here, if they sat there for a while now, if they joined up into one equal to the same sort of volume of what's there singularly, then that would be handy. I'm sure that's come up before. I'm not too worried about these smaller bits, but see, now if I want to build now, these things will prevent me from putting anything there, so we'll try and get everything we can, as tedious as it is. If I wasn't so clumsy, it might be a bit quicker. Yeah, so now we can continue what we were going to do. Right, so basically I'm just going to make the outline for the door. Like I said, keep it as simple as possible. Now the idea for the fighter that I have will mean that it will dock on to like conveyors, so at some point I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to get the conveyors to come over here, and then the connectors for the actual docking of the ships. So I won't need heavy blocks at the base of this because I won't be landing on it per se, I'll be sort of hovering near it. Like I said, simple design, just a box. It will look prettier when I clean it up, but just so you have the general idea, actually this is going to need to be a lot wider. At the moment there's only really room for one there. I may want space for another ship, so maybe come another couple of blocks over, just for the hell of it, just in case I need it, which means I'm going to have to do this. I'll just use the right click here, we have plenty of iron. This probably would have been quicker, but it was to do it the first time around, but it's just for the purpose of getting the materials as well. We're always going to need the materials. I hate to waste, but it's done now. I think we should be able to get over that. Yeah, we should be okay. Let's see. No, we're not. Go away, mean iron. There we go. Oh, sorry, knocked on my thing there. I'll try and make this episode as quick as possible, just for the purpose of not boring everyone. You get the general idea of what it's going to turn into. So maybe another just 5 or 10 minutes doing this, and we'll see where we stand. So, as you can see, I might need to make it a bit longer because I'm not sure. The connections are probably going to have to come up the back, and in order to keep an airtight seal, we'll probably have to be a bit higher. So I'd say one will come through here and another will probably come through here, and I think my fighter design should be just slim enough to make that work. Yeah, right. And another up. Of course this might change depending on the actual fighter that will go in here. And then the next layer will be the top. So you can see that when, to give you an idea, I'm sure you've got the idea by now, but just for the purpose of stating the obvious, someone flies in, you can either open the gates for them here, provided this doesn't open fire on them. You can see the miner is still chugging away over there, dropping off the stuff. So you can look here, view at your mining, what's going on, blah de blah, and then you look to your right and you can see the ships that are coming and docking in. People coming across here, this will be viewable as well, so you can see if someone's trying to get in through your doorway. And of course this will be airtight, so there'll be a door here, walk along, door here, so people jumping out of their ships can come in here and they can just walk across and gain access to the station. That is the general idea. Hopefully when I come back I'll have a semi-finished product for you to look at. Hi guys, welcome back. Well, what was probably a nanosecond to you has bore the fruit of several hours work, and I mean literally several hours work. A couple of things have changed in that brief period. If I just get straight into it, I've added on our hangar here. I must remember before I go outside to put my helmet on because I have now oxygen up and running. This is going to make the survival aspect of the game considerably more difficult. I really should get on to connecting this up to the oxygen tank, or at least in some way to the conveyor system to get oxygen into here, because that is how I'm going to get oxygen into my suit fully. But that said, there's a few changes. I'm going to put my helmet back on because I'm going to be going outside. If I remember how. There we go. I like my pirate suit, so I'm going to stick with that. I have... oh no, it's given me all my oxygen back now. Good. So, I'm going to go outside quickly and close the doors behind me to keep the oxygen in there. Let's not waste the air. Right. The first thing you notice as we come out here is I've put a spherical grav gen up there. The main point being that when I was mining around in here with my mining ship, there's a lot of debris that gets thrown about, and basically what I've done on this console over here behind the glass is I've set up an option in the toolbar to turn off the grav gen that's holding me down at the moment and turn on this one, and it's got a large range on it, and it's going to drag as much of the loose debris towards it as it possibly can. After a minute or so, it gathers and on top of, like layered on top of this generator, the ores and stone or whatever I've been mining, conveniently above the collector. And then when I turn this off and turn back on the normal grav gen, it pushes them all down into the collector. So it's just a practical way for me to tidy up the area and get rid of debris, but not waste it at the same time. Like you can see here, I've used the new airtight hangar bay doors as they are in the thing, and yeah, that's it really. I've set up an option on there to open the doors from that belt over there. When I have an antenna on here and I'll be able to open it remotely. And I've also connected it with this skyway, spaceway, corridor, whatever you want to call it, here. So that's airtight from there to there, but also when I open this door, oxygen will obviously fill this corridor, and then when I open this door, provided the hangar bay doors are closed, this is all airtight, it will fill up with oxygen in there as well. But provided you're wearing your spacesuit, you don't have to worry about that, just the oxygen levels within your spacesuit. If I go to my inventory, I can put bottles of oxygen in here that I fill up via the oxygen tank and the oxygen generator. That's just so we don't lose any air unnecessarily, to have the airlock 2 doors here. You see it says in the bottom right corner the oxygen levels in the room are high, so that means I can take my helmet off, and in the suit I am 82.7%. Right, it doesn't matter what the oxygen levels are at the moment in the room because I have the helmet on. I could quite easily suffocate if I run out of oxygen in my suit, regardless of whether there's oxygen in the room or not. Right, I also built a little fighter, sort of mock-up fighter, which is stowed away in our hangar. You notice that it's I've got the glass on the wrong, in inverted commas, way around. That was intentional. When I'm in this corridor, I'm not entirely bothered about what's going on out there. The whole idea of being able to see from the other side was if I was sitting in the cockpit and someone was trying to gain access, that I could see them and they couldn't see me. That was the whole idea of that. Right, you'll notice that there is oxygen here. It's because I've been through here previously, but that can run low. As soon as I open these airlock doors here, that will dissipate out. You can see the little fighter here, nothing special, just a couple of mini Gatling guns on the front. It can be remotely controlled when I set up an antenna on the base here, and it has the non-reloadable, that's just the Gatling gun taking out meteors, missiles as well, so it has the option of the Gatling or the missile, and both are, well, not both, sorry, these have to be reloaded manually from the front, so they're like a firing. You fire them, and once you've run out, then that's it, you're done with them. But the Gatlings, as soon as you dock up here, I have it all connected up so that if you have available ammunition in the cargo containers, which you've been building previously when you've been away on whatever, then it will automatically load that up. So let's go into our cockpit here. We'll see. I should be able to set up an option when I'm docked here, so open close like that. Obviously when I'm undocked, then that won't be the case. Let me just see, I can't remember if the door's closed or not. We'll see soon enough. So if I press 9, you see the air rushing out. I just think that looks so cool with the air rushing out like that. That's an awesome effect. And you can see, there we are in there. P to undock, or unlock ourselves. Now, if I dock back on, will it give me the option to open and close the doors again? Perfect. And I couldn't see if that door was closed or not. It is closed, good, because it's not sucking oxygen out of the main hub. So, P, undock. Now, I love the sound of these engines. It's like a big fat bumblebee. It's quite a decent handling, I think. Gets up some nice speed quickly. Do a quick lap. Just a couple of gyroscopes. Let's see what speed we can get up to. I haven't got no speed mod. Yeah, 104 the max as per usual. It says I've got 10,920 Gatlings and Gatling ammunition and 44 missiles. So I can switch between the two there, that's perfect. I wonder if I should go for that industrial small transport. This may be a silly thing to do. I think we'll leave it for now until I'm more prepared. I have only light armour on this little thing at the moment, and we may find some use for him yet. I'm just going to go into our base here, dock back up. I just wanted to show you that how the hangar came on and the extra module to the station, and we can do it this way, and you'll notice that I have a camera on the back so that we can line up. The camera is just above the connector, so I want to be aiming it like that. There we go, locked on. P. what we can do is close the doors. And that's that. So it's coming along nicely. I think that's it did take some time. Mainly it was this bit was actually quite quick to set up. Even the fighter itself didn't take too long. I had most of the materials I needed. The pain in the backside was, and I'll show you now, was when I had enabled the oxygen. There we go, we got oxygen again. When I had enabled the oxygen, there was something in this room. You'll notice this room looks slightly different, where it was not airtight. There was somewhere where the air was getting through. So I basically had to fiddle around putting blocks in and glass panels in, trying to figure out where the leak was, like you would in an inner tube of a bicycle tyre or something, looking for the holes. I found it eventually, and then the air vent kicked in because it could finally pressurise the room. But that was the main finicky bit that took the longest. Right. My little dedication over there. I'm not sure if you saw his face appear. We'll wait for him to come back before we say our goodbyes. But thanks for watching anyway, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that I've set out to do in this episode what I intended to do, which was the new module and a fighter thrown in there as well, and an extra little contraption with regards to the GravGen. And obviously now we have oxygen, so things just got serious. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked, please subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next episode. It's bye for now.